I'm Setlamorago Mashilo. I'm a multidisciplinary artist, and my practice is basically based off of drawing, printmaking, and primarily sculpture, sort of using Sepedi text and literature to create and idioms and proverbs from therein to create sort of these artistic installations. Yeah. I'm trying to not to think about too much about it, but immediately my mind went to Kanye West maybe. I think experiencing artists at the height of their creative expression is something that we don't see on a daily basis. So I would love to see with the sort of thinking I have and the sort of influences I have, what I could create or the sort of networks I could establish in a day being him. I guess one that resonates with me is that I have empathy. I mean, it resonates because I sort of exist in a space where I don't feel like we practice empathy a lot. So to see that other people see that in me is quite something. I definitely couldn't live without practicing as an artist. I've defied a lot of influences into other practices. So definitely being an artist, being a source of inspiration to my peers and my family. And I guess another thing I couldn't live without, probably my dog. It's like, yeah, weird. That I'm actually good at what I do because it sustained me through the pandemic, but also just how much I've learned over the past couple of years. I think I had gone on a sort of 10-year trajectory without really reflecting on the sort of knowledge I'd consolidated in those years. So, and yes, that in as much as we're disregarded or shunned over, it's like art keeps the world alive. Yeah. By taking a walk, rainy days as in when I don't have money maybe, but definitely still taking a walk and just finding a sense of peace in whatever environment I exist in, because I think rainy days are for that, to sort of reflect on things that we want to be a part of when it's sunny. Yeah. The best thing since sliced bread would have to be our ability to travel over large distances in the world, you know. I always think of like the native tribes, you know, wherever they were situated, and the only people that managed to travel in that era would have been somebody whose status was close to royalty, you know. So for us as just mere people to be able to travel outside of our villages and interact with the world as and when we please is definitely the best thing since. Yeah. Definitely this show, because I plan to sort of show works that a medium that I've never really interacted with. So it's been part of my practice for a number of years, but I just never really had the confidence to sort of bring it out into the public space, and I want to sort of use this sort of platform to see how far I've gone with it, because yeah, just testing out ideas, I guess, in the public space. And I guess where that will take me in the next 10 years, because I think, like I said, I was on a sort of trajectory for the last 10 years with another body of work, and coming into this space, I'm starting to feel like a new chapter is opening up, and I'm really excited to see where that will take me in the next 10 years, because I think work sort of builds over a long period of time in that way. Yeah. I think back in high school, the sort of artists that resonated with me were sculptors, and when I came into the fine art space, that's primarily what I wanted to do. And from sculpture, learning those that sort of medium led me into other mediums like printmaking, which are kind of synonymous with sculpture as well in terms of the processes. Drawing, another big part of me taking processes from sculpture into that sort of medium, because I love the idea of working with memory or creating memory landscapes, either physically or just on paper in a very quite a spontaneous way, and I think through printmaking, sculpture, and drawing, I can sort of merge the things that really interest me about making art. Yeah. I guess our upbringing, spending a lot of time in nature and working with a lot of found material, things that were easily to access to us, so soil and clay and those things form a big part of like the beginning stages of those practices. Ash, charcoal, things that I can easily pick up and transform into works of art, because then. Yeah, art has a way where it tends to become very expensive and inaccessible to people, and that kind of creates a creative block. So I love working with materials that like induce this creativity, I suppose. Yeah. Out of angst, out of pain, out of nostalgia. I suppose celebrating memories that like resonate with me and collectively about our collective society, but to have conversations that I also can't have easily with people and society. Zeig Sunda talks about how sensitivity is the baggage we carry as artists, and it's because of that very sensitivity that we give insight about things that other people take for granted. And I think because of just the way I absorb the world around me, they sort of bottle up, and I do have to say something at some point, and I try to make work for that purpose and for myself to heal, and hopefully collectively this is how we heal. Well, I mean, we got into the space looking to learn a lot, thinking it's just about us being creatives and on our egos, and I suppose the practice does humble you, even at the height of the happiest project that you're busy with. I think there's a great humility in learning that all these ideas are able to manifest through your energy, and I guess that sort of humility has given me a great respect for the arts and for my own practice, and that I shouldn't take the sort of voice that I have lightly. It would be insincere to not mention my grandparents primarily in that, because a big part of what I do has been trying to pay homage to everything that they taught me, the sort of values that they taught me in spending time with them and just through their teachings. And only in their passing do I almost come full circle with the proverb that when an elder person dies in Africa, like, we lose a library, because also we grow up in an age where by the time you have enough sensibility to have these conversations with these libraries, it's too late. And their loss, I suppose, in a way, inspired everything that I do to make sure that we never miss the opportunity to engage with these libraries.